My client just told me she had an amazing launch, so let's break down one of her top performing emails and see what worked really well. If we haven't met, my name is Samantha Hoilett. I'm a sales messaging strategist and copywriter, and since 2018, I've helped hundreds of my clients sign more spots into their courses, programs, and services. So grab a notebook and let's dive in. First, let's start with some launch stats. For this launch, she had 14 sales. She had an average open rate of 47%, which peaked at 57%. Her average click rate was 3%, which is huge, but it peaked at 15%. And her overall conversion rate from her entire list was 5%. Her top performing email, which is the one we're going to break down today, was titled, How to Reel in Your Next Blank Client. This email had the highest open rate as well as the highest click rate. So this was an absolute winner of an email. Let's break down why it worked so well. So let's dive into the email that got a 13% click rate. First, before I dive in, you may see some things in brackets, and basically these are things I've removed to keep my clients anonymous. Okay, so for this email, let's start with the subject line. The subject line is, of course, really important because it kicks off the whole process of someone opening your email, reading your email, and buying from your email. So you always want to make sure that your subject line is really solid. I think there are 3 great things about this subject line. The first is that it is very direct about speaking to her dream client's desires. How to reel in your next client is a direct desire that her clients are probably thinking about and working on every day. Number 2 is that there's a bit of urgency in this subject line. How to reel in your next client isn't just about how to book out clients for the year or how to book consistent clients. It's very specific and talks about here's how to get your next client. It feels very immediate. It feels soon. It feels like this is something that could happen now. And that increases urgency for people to open. And thirdly, of course, I love a good pun. And this is a strategic pun because not only does it fit into the desire of the subject line, but it hints at what the bonus is about, which is a mini course on how to create amazing reels. So this subject line did 3 things seamlessly. Next, let's talk about the preview text. So I like to write preview text as a way to either clarify, support, or increase curiosity for the email. So in this case, because I did have a pun in the subject line, I wanted to make sure that I made it clear this email was going to talk about the bonus mini course. So that's what that is doing there. Okay, let's dive into this intro section. There's a reason we end up scrolling down the reel rabbit hole. They're fun to watch, engage our senses, and help us feel a powerful connection with the person on the other side of the screen. It's these same reasons that make reels so powerful for signing clients. Getting on video helps people remember your face and feel connected to you in a way that a Canva graphic never could. So in this whole first section, we are connecting with our reader on something that they have seen, that they have maybe thought about, and basically communicating the value of reels and why they're so important. Because now that we've teed that up, it makes sense for us to lead into, let's talk about how we can help you create better reels. So we are getting their buy-in from the top. So they're probably nodding on thinking, yeah, reels are really engaging. I do feel more connected with people on video. Tell me more. Then we get into this. This is kind of the transition into talking about the offer. So that's why inside the program, I'll show you how to create attention-grabbing reels and other video content without having to dance, be tech savvy, or spend hours creating content. And what I love about this is that right from the top, we are addressing some objections that people may have to creating Instagram reels. A lot of people think that they have to dance, they have to become a video editor, and they need to spend twice as long creating content. And so we address that right from the top. This way we keep people reading and they aren't going to click away thinking, oh, well, this isn't for me. I'm not interested in spending hours creating reels. Next, we dive into what the overall program is actually going to teach. I love this bullet point because it does a few things. It says that they are going to be simple but strategic. So again, decreasing that feeling of like, oh, this is going to be hard or complicated. And then also, this is very audience specific. A lot of her audience are already creating reels, but they are only seeing like 200 views. They get barely any comments, etc. And so we're really calling out for the person who, yes, is already creating reels, but isn't seeing the results that you want from them. This is going to fix that. Again, same with this bullet point. We didn't just say you're going to learn how to write strong hooks and clear messaging. We went the extra mile. Like we said, I always say finish the thought. Like, so what? So not just write strong hooks and clear messaging, So what? So you can attract the right clients and keep them watching. And then with this one, I would count this as kind of a alignment bullet point. If you don't know what I mean, make sure to watch the other video called How to Attract Ideal Clients. But basically in that video, I talk about that you need to attract clients who will align with your unique approach and your style of teaching or working. And here, this is a hint at her style, which is I'm not going to show you pushy, flashy, icky sales tactics to grab people's attention. I'm going to show you how to authentically connect with other people with your content so you can attract more clients. And this bullet point actually speaks to a fear that her clients may have, which is I'm afraid I'm not standing out. I'm afraid my content has me blending in. And we again speak to you are going to use these reels to stand out and book more sessions. And then in this sentence, by the end of the course, because it kind of sums up what is the transformation, what is the result, what's the key takeaway here. So in case they skim through the bullet points, they'll get to here and say, by the end of the course, you're going to feel confident on video and be able to use it to quickly connect, build trust, and inspire your next client to reach out. To close out, we remind them that actually a mini course on Reels is going to expire as their bonus tomorrow. And we briefly but clearly explain why they don't want to miss this bonus. Although the Academy covers Reels, this mini course gets into the nitty-gritty of how to create a high converting reel for your business. And then what I did here is speak to the emotional side of things. So this was like the more tangible side of like, you're going to know how to do X, Y, and Z. And then this is to close it out on an emotional note, right? People buy a lot from feelings. So it's important that we don't just talk about what they're going to get, do, and learn, like how we did in this sentence, but also include that emotional side, right? So you're going to feel confident posting reels and you're going to finally feel like you know what you're doing. You're going to not second guess every piece of content, right? Like I could have taken this a lot of different ways, but closing on an emotional, confident, empowering note. And then finally, to close out, we have a final invitation for them to take action and buy. And here you'll notice that this sentence doesn't just say, enroll now or get started. I can't wait to welcome you inside, right? It doesn't just say a cliche like the best time to start is now, like trust yourself and take action. I really don't like call to actions like that because we want to keep them focused on the value, the transformation, the result that's waiting for them when they say yes. And so this says, join the online program now and jump right into making shifts in your content that will bring consistent clients your way. That's what they're saying yes to. They're not saying yes because you're excited. It's about the result and the big picture reason that they're buying this thing in the first place. Another example of a CTA that could have worked well here might have been join now and jump into lesson 1 where you're going to learn the fundamentals of what's working on Instagram right now. You are going to be able to create better content by the end of your first day inside this program. I think the reason we didn't say that for this is because actually people were buying, but the start date wasn't actually there yet. It wasn't instant access. But if it was, you could say something like that too. But yeah, overall, I think this is what makes this email so effective and really covers all the different things. We get buy-in, we cover objections, we communicate the value, we get them fired up and excited to buy. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this copy breakdown of why I think this email had such great open rates, an amazing click rate, and really inspired people to buy. For more marketing and copy tips, make sure you go through the rest of the videos, and I'll see you in the next one.